Hey, what's up, crypto community? Kitt here from Decentral Design, and I'm super excited to share my Bitcoin story, so let's just jump right into it. I'll never forget my introduction to Bitcoin. It was back in 2010, and let me set the scene. I was on a park bench with one of my buddies just outside my high school. We were sitting around talking about anything and everything. I remember so clearly him saying to me at one point in the conversation, "You know, I've been reading online about this thing where people are using their computers to make money online." And at the time, I just remember saying like, huh, what do you mean? People are making money online using their computers? And the idea just completely went over my head. I vaguely recall asking my friend a few more questions about what this thing he was talking about, but at the time we didn't go that deeply into it. Unfortunately, I didn't prod and ask more questions. And this was the first time the Bitcoin came and left my life. Reflecting on this, I think I learned a big lesson. When you hear something you don't understand, ask a bunch of questions, because usually the things that don't seem to make sense or they're strange at first can turn out to be the most interesting things you're going to learn about. So the second time Bitcoin came into my life, I was actually in the first semester of university. I don't remember exactly how we were reintroduced, but the preceding events I will definitely never forget. I was just barely scratching the surface of what Bitcoin was because I heard about it again through the grapevine. The next thing I knew, Bitcoin doubled from $200 to $500. I had a math tutor at the time who was actually both a tutor and a day trader. He was big into day trading stocks. And I remember talking to him about Bitcoin. And I was worried that, maybe I'd missed the boat and the price rose so much and, this is too much for me. I can't get into it now. And he gave me some really good advice that unfortunately I didn't follow very well. He said something along the lines of, the price may have gone up, but, generally these things do come back down. And if you're interested, just keep reading and researching and see what happens. Well, of course, Bitcoin mooned in 2014 preceding these events, and I pretty much lost interest in this point because it seemed unreachable when Bitcoin is over $1,000 a coin. On the second time, looking back, there was another lesson learned here. Just because things didn't go in the direction I had anticipated, I shouldn't have given up. Giving up is the only way to lose. Don't drop something just because it takes an unexpected turn. So the third time, I finally got punched in the face by Bitcoin and I really started to listen. I was attending a presentation at my business school. There was a businessman, an alumni of our program, that was sharing stories of his schooling, his career, and how he built his business. He gave a great speech, but when he offhandedly mentioned that he was starting a Bitcoin company, I definitely perked up and started to listen even more. I went up after his talk, asked a few questions, and we ended up trading business cards. Turns out this business was just basically starting and I got in at just the right time. Luckily for me, I was able to work part-time for him on this business for the rest of my university career. Lesson learned again. When something rolls around 3 times into your life, I learned that I better listen up because there's probably a reason why it's happening. So that was my introduction to Bitcoin. It took 3 tries, but I finally caught on. So what do I do now? Why I'm still here and why I'll be sticking around this time. I'm really lucky to work for a Bitcoin company full-time right at the university. I work with great people, I travel, and there's different companies and individuals I meet in the industry all the time. It's fantastic. So why I'm still here? I could talk about this for hours, but I'll try and break it down to a few bite-sized pieces. To preface, Bitcoin in my view encompasses everything happening in this tech renaissance. Crypto, blockchain, they all have their purpose, but the nucleus of the atom that is Bitcoin and blockchain and all this is Bitcoin in my opinion. So it means just about everything. I use it in different terms. So to start, I think Bitcoin's more than just money or currency. It's so interesting to me that it's an idea that challenges so many aspects of our modern life. It constantly makes me question the world that we're in, and I absolutely love that. And second, there's a never-ending number of things to learn. It's open to anyone and everyone. It's decentralized, runs on a blockchain. It causes us to rethink trust and how we record events in history. And it seems like every time I turn a corner, I never know what's going to be around the other side. I don't know many other things that you can say that those kind of things happen. It's constantly a learning and an evolution. And finally, there's still so much work to be done. Bitcoin works really well, but it hasn't completely changed the way that the world thinks or interacts with money. I want to keep doing my part to get us there, whatever my individual part may be. And I know there's still a hell of a lot of ride left to go, and I'm super excited to see what keeps happening in this industry. And finally, Bitcoin and the community sticks together with the original fundamental reason it was started. It will continue to make the world a better place. Simple as that. Any great revolution in human history has pushed our species forward and has constantly made us better. And I see this as another one of those instances. I want to see and be a part of a new kind of financial freedom that is in the hands of the masses. And that's why I'm sticking around. So with all that said, I'm sure you want to hear me stop talking and want to hear some more different stories from people from all walks of life in this community. So with that, I'm going to nominate some others to tell their stories. I'd like to nominate Chase Cedar from Koi Research Group, Forrest or Hashoshi on YouTube and Instagram, and my friend Kieran Wright to all share their Bitcoin stories. Thanks a lot for listening. Again, my name is Mike Kitt from Decentral Design, and this was my episode of Bitcoin Stories, how I got introduced to Bitcoin. Thanks a lot for watching.